Hey, welcome back guys, and today we're using ENVI to collect, record, and then edit data by differentiating it. So, what we want to begin with, to start with, we want to get our GPS, and then using this we can mark a lot of different points, and we use it using mark waypoint or some other feature. And using this knob here, it's basically a mouse, so you can use it up, down, left, right, just like you would a mouse, and you push it in to click it. And so with this, let's make a map. And we have a few different points in a few different areas, but we want our points to be different, like I showed in this slide. We want to have our dots in the United States red and our dots in China blue. So imagining that we went to these different areas, we will record the points using our GPS. So let's get straight in and do that. Once we've recorded our points using the GPS, and you can probably find a YouTube video of how to use a GPS, we would have all our points here, and notice that it's going to be inside this blue box here. This is the max boundary that our points are within. Okay. Now we want to differentiate all of our red points into like red, blue, green, yellow, something like that. So in order to do that, this is what we have to do. We go into all of our data, and then we go to View and Edit Attributes. Now, if we select each row, notice how this goes blue. We want to cycle through until we find exact points that we want to use. So here, we found our first point for this rectangle, 6. So then, if we hold down Control, we can go 6, 7, 8, and 9. And there we go, we have our box. And then we want to export this as a new shapefile. This will mean that this will be its own layer. So then we just have to go to our 3 dots here and then save it wherever we want it, and just keep it as an all file, meaning that it'll be able to be used, and we just give it a name. Yep, and that's how we do that. And then it should appear, oh, let me just deselect this, sorry. So if we go to Options, Clear Selection, and then there we go, we turned it off, and we should be able to create our new layer, which I named as rectangle. And notice how the big blue box is now this small box. This is our max area that we are dealing with. And notice how it's not a rectangle like this, it's a rectangle vertically because it's perfect to north and east. And there we go. So what I want to do now is I want to edit the color of these dots. So in order to do that, I have to go to Properties, and notice how this point color is blue. So let me just move that over. And then we select the drop down, and I want to change these points into, say, yellow. Okay, then we just hit Apply, and notice how these points become yellow. And depending on which layer I have selected, that will be where the box is, just so you know. But here are my yellow points. And then just like that, I have differentiated my points. I now know that this group is, say, America, and this group can be China, or wherever it is that I took my GPS points. And moving on, this is where things can get a little bit annoying, but not difficult. It's still easy. And that is what is called the estimated positional error. And the estimated positional error, or the EPI, which will be recorded on your GPS, will tell you the amount of, in my case, meters, if you're using metric, the amount of meters of positional error. Meaning, so let me just go into Photoshop where I showed an image of this. So zooming in, we have a bunch of boxes which are our different pixel sizes. So this is 50, I think this is 30, and then it goes 20 and then 10. And as we get smaller and smaller, our positional error becomes much more of a problem. So if we're doing 50 meters, our 3 meter error isn't going to matter very much. What this means is that when we record a point standing on the ground using our GPS, when we go home later to look at our recorded data, the satellite doesn't record your exact position. It records your position in relation to 3 meters worth of error, meaning that our satellite will record any point within 3 meters of where we recorded the point with our GPS. You can see that definitely as you get very, very small right here. So I recorded 1 point, and every time I re-recorded this point, it came up as a new thing. So we have so many points here, but really they were all in the exact same place. I never moved from here, but they were all in different places within 3 meters. That is the EPI, the estimated positional error. So you have to take that into account. And you can also see the same thing here, 2 points when they should be in the exact same place. So if you record tons of points in the exact same position, they should all be completely jumbled up. So take that into account. And one final thing, and that is making graphs. So in making graphs, what we're doing is that we're showing the northing and easting, or like the X and Y on a map. And so in doing that, we have to make sure that all of our points don't have any spaces. And you can see that right here. This is how data is recorded. See, it's 050 space 1079. And if you try to do insert and then make a scatter plot from this, this will never work. So you have to make sure that you go straight into it and hit backspace so that the data is now perfect. It's all one value. Before it was 2 values in the same cell, which Excel cannot read. So assuming that we've now got rid of all our spaces, we can just select everything. And then for some reason I can't hit easting and northing. I don't know why this is. But I'll just use my data for now. Select that. Go into insert, go to scatter, scatter our data. And then just like that, here are our points. And I also want to say one other thing. That's when you're recording data on a GPS, some data may come out exactly the same. So what does that mean? Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. So why in this graph do we only have 3? That's because the GPS recorded the exact same point for some of them. So this one is 1 point. These 2 are the same point. Notice the values are exactly the same. And then these 2 are also exactly the same point, meaning in total we don't have 5 points, we only have 3. We have 1, 2, and 3. 3 points. So that's just something to take into account. And I think that should be all of our video. In our next video, we will also be using ENVI, I think. And I should be able to go into a bit more into this type of stuff. But I hope you guys learned something from this. And I've been able to figure out how to increase the video quality on my videos. It's not on max right now because I want it to run perfectly. It's on second highest. But if you guys still want it to be higher, just tell me and I'll do that for future ENVI videos. Anyway, good luck guys and have a great time.